Yeah. All right. My first live stream. It's exciting. Hope you all can hear me okay. Well, there ain't nobody here right now, so basically talking to myself. Oh, my goodness. What a crazy day. Crazy day. Well, might be a while before somebody comes on here. But, whatever people miss, they can rewatch it on the channel and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Happy New Year, y'all! 2022. It's crazy night for me. New Year's Eve. So I volunteered to help set up for the New Year ball drop. So I got there about 7 o'clock, and helped set up some gates and tables and stuff like that, and you know the weather was pretty decent. It wasn't too cold. And then about 8:55, 9 o'clock, I went to go. My second job was to watch the gate, stuff like that. Make sure people didn't bring in drinks from the outside. ID people if they were going to drink inside. Put bracelets on. I ended up having to switch gates because there was a issue up front with people bringing stuff in and out, and nobody was listening. So switched, and after a while got it under control. Finished about 11:45. By that time it was cold, starting to snow, and found my spot and watched the ball drop. Saw the fireworks, which was awesome. It was about 5, 6, 7 minutes long. Kick ass fireworks. And so I think I got home about 12:30. I only live like 5 blocks from town, so it didn't take that long. The longest part was warming up my car. Come home and I was hungry as hell, and had me a chicken sandwich. Had drank some water, had a yogurt, because the next day at 11 o'clock I had a 5K race. And going in that race, I knew that I wasn't going to do very well. I haven't ran a race in a year. And because, of course, COVID, and then there was the virtual running. And so here's the messed up part about that. So I signed up for one race in 2021. It's a virtual run. I didn't even run it or anything, and I got a medal in the mail for it. So kind of cheesy, but it is what it is. But anyway, back to the 5K. I knew that I wasn't going to do it. I started running again in December, and it wasn't even consistent running because of the weather, the snow, and and whatever. Well, basically, it was the snow, running on slick road, or not trying to get sick. Like, I'd go to the track and ran as you saw in my video, but that day was nice. Like, next day, it wasn't so nice. So just inconsistencies. The diet was off. So what I learned from the time I got done with the race until I started doing this live feed was I was studying. And the one thing I learned was my diet was wrong. I was doing a diet for gaining muscle and stuff like that, which is more on the protein side. For running, you need more on the carbohydrate side. So what it boils down to is this: your muscles need I'm gonna try to say this right. Glycogen, right? It comes from glucose, right? That muscle that feeds your muscle, that gives you the fuel for your muscle to keep going, right? And so usually when you do a race, you want to have a high carb intake. And I only had that sandwich. There was one sandwich, 2 pieces of bread, and a chicken breast. That's all I had. And I gassed out. I had about a mile and a half in me naturally. And after that, it was not good, especially going up the hills because the road was kind of slick. So going up the hills on slick road was like trying to climb a sand dune in less than 30 seconds. You just kept on, just trying to get that traction and do your best can to find that spot. They'll get you up as fast as you can. And so, a lot of learning to do. I don't know what the times are. I'll find out the next couple of days, and I'll update you on that. And I got a lot. I got a lot of work to do. The goal is my best time is 31 minutes 45 seconds, and that's a huge improvement because when I first started racing, doing the 5Ks, was when it was 2019. I think it was 2018, 2019. And my time was like maybe 35, 36. And it took a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work to get to that 31 minutes. Like I literally legit had, a regiment. And I messed up during the race. I went up a hill that was steeper than I was used to training. I trained a certain way, and and the road that I went on had like a steep hill, and that steep hill kind of gassed me out, and so I walked for a little bit, and that little bit of walking cost me a place. So when you run a 5K race here in Ludington, you get like finishers medals, right? So no matter what your time is, you get a medal. Like this is my medal that I got today. Pretty good, huh? Sexy, whatever. This medal, I see it as just, okay, I finished it. I saw my competition. Here's what I got to work on. This is what I need to do. Now, when you get a top 3 in your age group or overall, you get a special pin. And that's what I'm after. That's what I need. That will accomplish my goal for 2022. I have 3 more races. That's part of this. Total 4 races. If I get a pin in one of those 3, the one I want my pin in though, the one I'm after, is the Lake Stride. Because that was my first race, and that's a big race. Everybody's in town, a lot more competition, and a top 3 placement would mean a whole lot to me. So that's my goal. And like I said, it's nice and all, but I'm not in it for the participation award. I want the pin that I can put on here to show that I was a top 3 in my age group. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice that. It's a little 2022 thing on there. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, I mean, I used to run cross country and track in high school and stuff like that. So I've always liked running. I remember I didn't do cross country to my senior year. I remember not having good times, but I learned a lot because I took that into track. And, I did well in track that year. I actually got chosen to go to like regionals, the conference meet. Only certain people got to go to those meets, conference meet, the regional meet, stuff like that. That means, for your team, you did that well. And so that's what I missed about running. And then also I was thinking too, as I was listening to music, I was warming up. It's like I remember listening to music before an MMA fight, how it pace up back and forth and stuff like that, and just the excitement, the thrill, seeing the people, seeing your competition right there, and it was awesome. So that's why I do that stuff. Oh, let me see what else I want to talk. Oh, what's great about this live stream that I'm noticing is I don't have to worry about time constraints. When I make a video, I got to worry about a certain amount of time, or YouTube won't post it. And so this is good. I can get in depth. I can tell you more about why I created the channel, what was the point behind the channel, and like I said, I know I don't have nobody on here. It is what it is, but at least people will have the video there if they choose to see it, choose to want to learn why this channel was made. So I made this channel, I want to say back in 2016. I was living in Scottville, and I had just got promoted to kitchen manager. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great to document my journey of being a kitchen manager, the things I have to do, behind the scenes stuff like that. That was my mindset. On top of that, talk about, at that point, that was a career milestone. I had been a dishwasher. I started dishwashing in 2012, February 2012. 3 months later, I became a cook. And then 3 years after that, I got trained to be a manager. And then 1 year after that, I get the opportunity from another restaurant to be a kitchen manager. So I thought that storyline right there would be enough. Excuse me, would be enough to get people interested, people motivated, people inspired. That this guy who hold on a second. This guy who came to a town, worked at a factory, a union job, great pay, didn't live far from where, came, busted his ass to be someone to help his family, get a house, or even though it was rented, but still a house, and and build upon that. I mean, things were looking good. I went from, prior to that job that I got in 2000, I got hired in at Metalworks in 2006, August 2006. I was a temp first, and I think it was April or May. I got the call, say, hey, you have this job opportunity, you want it? I was pumping gas at the time, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, when do you want me there? When do you want me there? They're like, tonight. Okay, so this was like 5 o'clock, and she wanted me there as soon as possible. It's like, all right, give me about an hour, hour and a half. I'll be up there. All right, cool. I'll let them know you're on your way. And then I worked my way up. But prior to getting that, I had lived, let me see, I've lived with my girlfriend. I had lived with my girlfriend. I was living with my girlfriend who was staying in her sister's house. Then I got kicked out. Then I was staying with my ex, and then things went sour there. So so I think I moved. No, it was I went to Ludington. I was living in Ludington. My dad and stepmom didn't like, you know, the person I was with, so they booted me out. I lived with I lived with her and her sister. We got Sister and I got in a fight, so I got booted out. Went to go live with my ex, who was the mother of my first two kids, and then the woman I was with ended up finding a place, so we moved into there in the same town, and that's when I got the job at Metalworks. And then once I started making money at Metalworks and I got hired in, we found a place up in Ludington. We moved up to Ludington, and then, like I said, that's when I put all my eggs in the basket, so to speak. Like, okay, I got the job, I got security, I'm good to go. Lo and behold, 2 years later, 3 years later, the factory goes on strike. Long story short, I lost my job, got blacklisted, couldn't get no job. My strike pay was like $126 a week, and I had to be on the picking line at least 40 hours just to get that measly paycheck. So what I do is I'd save my money. I save two checks. I'd save two checks. That way, when I have my kids, I can get stuff, do stuff for them, stuff like that, and whatever was left over from those two checks, I scraped by, and I couldn't pay bills. I couldn't pay the rent. There were we were in a negotiation to try to get unemployment because the company didn't bargain fairly, and that was the little loophole that gave us our unemployment eventually. And so anyway, I learned after that never put your eggs in one basket, never rely on one source, because it can go away like that and you never know. And so when I got the opportunity at Applebee's to become a dishwasher, then I've talked about what happened prior to that. It's another video. It's in another video. I forget which one it's called, but waking up in the hospital and the first thing I do is checking my phone, and the voicemail says, "Hey, Applebee's wants to give you an interview." And that was when, okay, it's time to show the world my potential. Everybody's saying you got potential, Richard, but you don't use it. Richard, you're smart, but you don't apply yourself. So I told my woman at the time, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to do everything I can to, make us better. And she said, okay. And like I said, rest is history. I lost her because I worked too much. She was 3 days short on that, being a part of a $1,300 paycheck that would set us up for a long time. And so, when I got that kitchen manager job, that's when I thought creating a channel to maybe help people believe in themselves, make them say, hey, look, that guy did it. That guy did it. How come I can't do it? Or that guy came from nothing. Or this guy, had hit rock bottoms left and right, and he's starting to make tread in his career and stuff like that. I wonder what he's got to say. I wonder what, that was the mindset. Throwing kids, throwing daily life stuff like that, and that was the intention. And I never at that time, like always, I didn't follow through with it and stuff like that. So I don't know when I started doing it again. I would do like little silly videos. I'd do, I'd sing-alongs or just keep the channel going, or just say hey whatever. I don't know. It was just do stupid shit. And I had a platform to do my stupid shit on, just to be myself, to just throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. Then it was when it was what, last year. I think it was last year. I said to myself, okay, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I'm lucky enough to be in the position I'm in. I want to share. I want to share my experiences. I want to share what I've learned. I want to do things that I wish people had done for me. Meaning, not materialistically or put whatever. I mean, just to have somebody say, "Hey, you know what? I've been in that position. I understand how you're feeling right now. If you don't mind, let me give you a little bit of advice." Running. If you don't mind, let me give you a little advice. Let me tell you what I went through and how I got through it. And thinking that maybe that person will be like, you know what? That sounds interesting. I may try that. Or they come back to me and they're like, well, it didn't work 100%. What do you think? And then I go, okay, take what works and then throw in your little what you think and see how that goes. And go from there. But always keep believing. Always know that you got this. And so that's the mindset. And then as I said in the very first video when I started doing this, was everything I say is not braggadocious. It's not say, hey, look what I did. It's to tell you that, hey, I got a little bit experience in what I'm saying, knowledge. Please just listen to what I gotta say. Take what you think would work and use it. You don't know how many times people have come to me. I give them advice, and they look at me like, like whatever. You don't know what you're talking about. And then somewhere down the road, they're like, Richard, I should have listened to you. Or, oh, Richard, you're right. And I'm like, well, because I had that same mindset too. When my dad would tell me, hey, this is gonna happen. What the fuck, And then it happened. And I have to go back and tell him the situation. I was like, see, I told you. You should have listened to me, but you gotta find out the hard way. That was for a while there. That was 85% of my conversations with him was, you like to do things the hard way. So, but it is what it is, man. I try to tell you. But yeah, so that was the whole point of the video, the channel, and it still is. That I'm listening, I'm seeing, and I'm taking it all in. And the thing is, life is in cycles, right? So I know that when those situations are happening, that I know exactly what is causing them. I look at the person, I look at the problem, and I look at their surroundings. I know exactly where the issues are. It's up to them if they want to hear the truth. When they come to me and say, hey, Richard, this is my issue. Right? So, yeah. You know what? I just realized I can show you stuff on here, right? I don't know how to do the whole editing thing, but I can show you pictures like where I grew up and stuff like that. Here's where I grew up. So I grew up in Hart, and I grew up in this two-story apartment building. Right. I remember I was 3 years old, about 3 years old. It was like 1980, 1981, so I was 3 or 4. And I remember going into that apartment building, or going to our apartment. I remember the wallpaper was so 50s. It was so, it had like a sailor's theme. So it had like the boat wheel, it had anchors, sailors, and stuff like that. So originally the apartment building was white. But as years went on, it needed a little tune up because it was looking like shit. So blue siding was put on it. Let me see if I can find the picture real quick. How y'all New Year's doing? No, well, I know nobody's here, but type in the comments. How was your New Year's? What'd you do? What are your goals? And what are you going to do to achieve them? Here it is. So my dad moved out of this apartment. My dad lived there from 1981 till 2003, 2002, 2003. Then he moved up here in Langton and stuff like that. I hadn't been there in years, decades. It was a few years ago. I had my kids, and I was telling them, I was like explaining to them like my life and stuff like that, how fortunate they are, they have what they got, because they're bitching and whining about their mom and stuff like that. And I told them, like, here, let me show you a little bit of my life. Let me show you where my dad kicked me out, where I slept. I slept in the back of a empty semi-trailer for a few days. Or, let me show you where I live. And I took him to the apartment, stuff like that. This is it right here. This bottom right here was us. So you walk in, that'd be the kitchen. This one right here is the living room. You go back one was my bedroom. Over here in the back would be the bathroom. And back here would be the master bedroom. And I showed them where I played. I showed them like I used to make forts. I'd be in the backyard, roll up. I was into baseball. I wanted to play baseball as a kid, or I wanted to play baseball when I grew up. So I took some paper, balled it all up, put electrical tape around it, went in the back, and started swinging at it. Big thing is I wanted to be a pitcher, so I had a swing set here, and then there was like a little mound of dirt right here that's about the distance of the actual, baseball, the actual baseball distance. Either had a rug, or my mom used to have, when she left behind, one of those sewing rings, and just sew it up. Just that was all I did. I was only child, poor. I was an only child. I was by myself. My mom had my sister, stuff like that. And, poor. My dad wouldn't let me do anything. Wouldn't let me go anywhere. And so that's what I did. And I was like, look, you're able to do all these things. You're able to go to places, travel. I take you places, and your mom takes you places. You never have to, you got phones, you got cable, you got heat, electricity, clean clothes. I didn't have that. I didn't have that guarantee. You have that guarantee because you know that between your mom and I, you never have to worry. about anything. You'll never starve. You'll never have dirty clothes. You'll never go without light, without heat, without food. That's a that. So you gotta learn to appreciate, what's actually being provided for you, and be grateful because not everybody has that. And especially me coming from this town, growing up with food stamps or you know worried about if the electric bill is going to get paid or the heat bill is going to be paid, using kerosene heat when the heat did go out, cold water, washing clothes in the sink with Dawn because we couldn't afford laundry detergent or go to a laundromat. My dad would fucking have me go through couches looking for change to see so he can get his fucking cigarettes. Yeah. So these are things I had to tell him, and I had to keep that picture not only because that's where I grew up, because it reminds me that no matter how big I think I am, no matter how bad I think I am, no matter you know whatever ego trip I may be on, that's where I come from. I come from a little bunk town that didn't believe in me, didn't believe in my family. Not even my own, not even my mom's side of the family believed in my dad and I. And that's that really hurts. But I was on the path to nothing. I was going to just be another drain on society. Like I said, then 2012 happened and my world changed. And we learned that it wasn't about just me. Before it was me. Even though I had kids, I always made it about me. After 2000, from February 2012 on, it's always been about the kids. The kids. The moms didn't like it, but I didn't care about the moms. They're adults. They'll get over it. I appreciate they wanted my time. No. I want to make sure my kids got taken care of. I want to make sure my kids have something waiting for them in case anything ever happens to me. Right? Families got torn apart. I took a lot of blame for things I didn't do, but it is what it is. And then in time, kids ever come across these videos, they'll see that their dad was not who their mom said he was. Right? I was the guy that made sure I sacrificed myself to make sure these kids had something. And the best part about it all, and this is what really makes me happy. So my two oldest were 2 counties away from me. So for 5 years, I couldn't really spend time with them because I didn't have the money or the vehicle, or I just wasn't in contact with their mom and stuff, their mom. So my two daughters, my oldest especially, I remember when I did see them time from time to time during those 5 years. She'd have 2 jobs. That plus go to school. But during the summer, she'd have 2 jobs. She'd work at Walmart and Michigan Adventure. I remember the one time she was like, "Got a day off? Huh, must be nice." And it was like my first day off in a couple weeks. This is when I started at Brenda's, and I was working 7 days a week. And so I finally got like 2 days off, and I got her on my first day off. She's like, "Oh, must be nice to get a day off." Like, what do you mean? She's like, "Well, I get up. I think it was a tail end of school. I think it was a tail end of school. I get up. I get ready. I get Skylar ready, my other daughter. We go to school. Do my homework. Then I go to Walmart. And then when school was over, then it was Walmart and and Michigan Adventure. This must be nice. Or how many hours did you work? Well, I worked this week. I only worked 35. Huh. I worked 40. Like 44 this week. And it was just that competition, just that drive she had, that, that fire. And we hadn't, been around each other a lot. But to know that just primarily that fire was there. And I mean, she was young and she didn't have to really do that, but just to know that it was in her. Now, then every once in a while, I'm like, oh, you only got one job, huh? Must be nice. I got two. And we just laugh back and forth. And then Skylar, my other daughter, she was in that horrible accident last year, or earlier last year now. We almost be a year in 3 weeks. And, just the determination she got to just, once she was able to start doing therapy and stuff like that, the motivation that she was going to walk, that no matter what, she was going to walk, she was going to do this, she was going to do that, and there was nothing that's going to stop her. You can see that look in her eye, that, she had this mindset, this is what I'm focused on, and I'm going to get that no matter how long it takes, but I'm going to get it. And anybody that looked down on me, I'm going to be laughing at them because they didn't think I could do it, but I did. That's what I love. Again, we weren't around each other for that much in 5 years. But to see that, them going to adulthood, or in adulthood, makes me appreciate, that at least something from me positive got passed on to them, primarily. And so, yeah, 37 minutes, really? Damn. Maybe I should do more. Nah, not a lot. I will do more live streams, though. I mean, it's good. Like I said, I don't have nobody on here. I didn't expect nobody on here. Like I said, the video's there. Watch it. Kill some time. So yeah, I mean, let's see, what else can I talk about? I talked about New Year's Eve. Talked about the 5K race. I dipped into my personal life. I dipped into why the channel was made. And so let's see. Let me see how I can finish this off here. What would be a good way to send this off? You got any ideas? It doesn't matter because by the time you watch it, it's already been done. Just kidding. Anyway, I'll leave it. I'll end the video, the live stream, like this. And this is what I've noticed, especially since Thanksgiving, that there's a lot of homeless people struggling, people that can't find jobs, people that are bouncing from place to place because they don't have a steady home and they got kids and stuff like that, or people bitching about their job because they don't want to be there. It's 2022. Everybody gets a brand new start. Okay. 2 choices. There's only 2 choices you got. One, you continue on the path you're on and live and waste another year bitching and whining, or take the moment, think, as I said in my other videos, build a wagon, put the wheels on, be the workhorse, and watch out for your bandwagoners. Sit down, think, really, really be honest with yourself. Really hold yourself accountable. Like, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I want to get out of this year. And it's never too late. It's never too late. Figure out how to end your I don't know if you want to call it curse or your bad luck, or just get rid of the negativity. But you have to figure it out. You have to put the work in. You have to change your ways, change your character, be disciplined. Most people base things on money, right? So I'll use this analogy. In order to become a millionaire, you have to change your ways, change your way of thinking. Because to become a millionaire, you have to be very in tune, not only with yourself, but with the world. You got to figure out how to create multiple streams of income. And you got to do a lot of studying. There's a lot of options. But you really have to put in work and be disciplined on staying with that. And that all starts with you. You got to be disciplined yourself. That, hey, I'm going to get up at this time and I'm going to do this, this, and this. Let's create a routine. And next thing you know, it becomes second nature. And next thing you know, you're creating momentum. Right? So you build up the steam in 2022. That way, 2023, you're off to the races. But you got to put in the work. Just like to be a millionaire, you got to put in the work. You got to figure out the different revenue avenues. You got to figure out, how to make sure this person doesn't, take advantage of you and fucking strip you of all your hard work. Figure it out, please. And then when you become successful, give back, even if they take advantage. I lost quite a few bucks the past couple months trying to help out. But I say it like this: that was the cost of getting them out of my life. But at least I helped them. I did the best I can to help them find a job, help them out with groceries, the rides, a little bit of cash in their pocket, just to be nice, because I've been in that position. Once everything was taken care of, gone. It's like normal. But at least I feel good about myself that I gave back, even though it wasn't appreciated. It's not about appreciation. It really isn't. I mean, it's good to hear thank you, or it's good to be paid back. That is what it is. I'll always make more money. I'll always get more food. It is what it is. You just gotta have that mindset. Believe in yourself. Put in the work. Don't let nobody deter you from your goal. If the person that you trust the most sees that you're going to veer off track a little bit, just listen to them, because that's the person you trust the most. And that's the person you trust the most, or the person you confide in, or the person that, okay, he kind of knows what he's, not kind of, but he knows what he's talking about. So, okay. I do notice I am veering off track a little bit. So, thank you for giving me back focus. It's up to you. I'm going to be here trying to help you throughout the whole time. Give you my experiences, give you my failures, my wins. Me, I don't care. I've already done my path. I already fulfilled my goals up to this point. But this is not about me, this is about you. This is helping you. These videos are supposed to help you get on the right path. You have a bad day at work, pop in my video, bam. Oh, he's had that experience. Okay. Yeah, he's right. Maybe not let that person get to me like that. He's a negative person anyway. Just let him be negative. I'm not gonna let that energy get me. I'm not gonna take that energy in because I know better, because I can do better or whatever. Okay. So to the people that see this video and have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, shoot the shit. Put them down in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Okay, 2022, day one, baby. It's going to be in the books very soon, and my day was successful even though it failed. Does that make sense? Successful in the fact that I got up, I did a run that I knew that I was going to lose. Not lose, but not do well in. But I finished. The failure is, I didn't realize, failure is that the expectation I had for myself wasn't lived up to. Like I failed, but I failed miserably. Is what I'm trying to say. So, but I could do it again tomorrow, hopefully, and just learn from our mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. I learn from my mistakes. We have each other's back. All right. If you're subscribed to this, or you're just watching because it just popped up on your homepage, and anything I've said, hits home, like and subscribe. Somebody out there that may need a little push, someone to help them get through a funk. Show them my videos. Get them to like and subscribe. Let's do 2022. Let's take it by the balls and squeeze as much out of it as we can. Okay. Until next time, like, subscribe, share, comment down below if there's anything you want me to talk about. And until next time, peace. Thank you for watching, by the way.